All right. Good morning, everybody. This early morning crypto talk, Monday morning. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. What's happening? It's a brand new week. We're in March 2019. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Let's go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. See, we have Court Gomes from Florida. Jay Guillory. Hope I say your last name right. Abdul Wild. Bethany Gibbs from Seattle. Stacy Superstar Alugas from New Orleans. Tony Pinkston. Lorna Vasquez. Brenda Abram. Stan Williams. Cleve Stewart from New York. Karen Grovier from Oregon. Patricia Davis from Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning, good morning. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the YouTube channel. Interesting news we're going to cover this morning. Get the week started off just right. I'm going to answer a question that a business partner of mine, Jack, asked, and that question was, what makes me believe that Bitcoin is going to come back? So we're going to answer that question. I'm also going to share, who am I? Who is Bitcoin Brandon? Where do I come from? Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. Good morning, Mr. Shane West, Abdul Wild, Jacqueline Briggs. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your return on investment as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make it happen? What's your vehicle of choice? Whatever it is, make a decision, take action, and remain focused. Do not get distracted. Now, following these rules is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. So let's go ahead and get started this morning. First up, we are going to look at the coin market cap. See, where's the market looking like today? Right now, it's 132 billion. That has dropped a couple of billion since I didn't do crypto talk yesterday. Since Saturday night. BTC dominance 51.6%. Bitcoin is at 38.89, so that hasn't dropped that much. It was at 3,900 last time I looked. But the market's in the red, so we're seeing a Monday morning decline. Binance coin is in the green. So is Stellar and Cardano. There was some good news about Cardano that came out. That's why that kind of popped up there. Best performers over the last 24 hours: Revane, GX Chain, Kubitica, Qcoin shares, Maximind coin. Stellar looks like the top coin that has the biggest. Then let's see, worst performers over the last 24 hours. Cash, Digitex Futures, Kyber Network, Aurora, Ravencoin, double digit. Electroneum is down 5%. So we're seeing a little slide. We'll see how long this lasts, or if this is just early morning market news. So first and foremost, somebody asked me this, and I'm going to answer that question. Who am I? Who's Brandon Ivey? So I haven't done this in a long time. So for those of you who don't know me, I Got started into the entrepreneur section at the age of 22 by necessity. I was a senior at Morehouse College, where I got my first taste of what it's like going to be in corporate America. You know that old saying, go to school, get good grades, get a good, safe, secure job. That was the path I was on. I got hired by Kraft Foods in Augusta, Georgia, 1998. I was supposed to start in 1999. However, before I graduated, I got a call from the department, and they said that the entire division in Augusta got laid off. Therefore, the people who hired me no longer had a job, which meant I didn't have a job. So I became a victim of getting laid off before I even began my career. So then I was like, you know what? Let me become an entrepreneur. And I looked at got introduced to network marketing. I had no idea what it was. My mom was in Amway and Tupperware back in the day. That's all I knew about it. And a friend of mine named Robert Brown, who was a Morehouse guy as well from Cleveland, Ohio, brought me in on it. It was a company called ACN. I remember the very first meeting. It was snowy. It was cold out in College Park. Well, actually, no, more close to the airport in Atlanta. I went to my first meeting, and I was blown away. I fell in love in my first meeting. I met a gentleman that made $10,000 for the week, and it was bonuses for the week. It was December 1998. Sam Oram. I fell in love. I got into that industry. First company was called ACN, and I didn't make no money for my first 10 years in the industry. I didn't make no serious money. Some would say I failed. But I was a kid. I didn't have a network. I didn't know nothing. I was doing something brand new. One thing is, though, I just never stopped until I got married and had a kid. I still had to work and get a job. But I learned personal development. I learned how to talk to people, how to give presentations. I learned about my product, how to market and stuff. But knowing all that stuff, I was spinning my wheels. It wasn't until 10 years in that I finally figured it out. It was about 2009 that I said, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I got to take advantage of technology. See, this was right at the internet age. 1998, 99, the internet back then is not what it is today. You know, the dot-com bubble was in full effect. There was no Facebook, MySpace, Amazon was just getting started, Alibaba, none of that stuff. People, barely having two-way pagers. So 10 years later, the internet has gotten much bigger. So I said, I got to take advantage of social media. So I saw a guy named Cedric Harris making YouTube videos, and he said, if you want to have success, you got to make a YouTube. You got to make videos. So I did that. He said, you got to do a video a day. It doesn't matter how great it is, good it is. That's how I got started making videos. And my first videos, they're still on YouTube. I think if you look at my channel, I've got millions of views. I don't know, maybe 1,500 videos, almost 2,000 videos. Since 2010, I think I started, 9 or 10. They were horrible at the beginning, but I got good at it. I got good at being able to market online. But that still didn't have my great blow up. It wasn't until about 2011 I read a book called Your Wish is Your Command. I'm sorry. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, and I listened to a series called Your Wish is Your Command by Kevin Trudeau. Both of those events changed my life. 2012, I was able to have so much success. I walked off my job. I retired. I became regional vice president of my company. I've never had a job since. Been full-time working from home was a blessing. But at the same time, the industry of network marketing was changing. I realized that there's no such thing as residual income anymore. And anybody that tells you that now, any seven-figure earner, I don't care who they are, what their name is, or what company they're promoting, because right now, we are now in what we call the springtime shuffle. You know how that is. You know, everybody's looking for the brand new opportunity for the spring to get ready for the summer. People are getting their refund checks back. They're ready to put it into something. You hear any of them promise you long-term residual income, they are either lying to you or they are grossly misinformed themselves, living in a shell. There is no such thing as residual income anymore. The old way of my income is going to be determined by how many people I have on auto ship is gone. The only people making long-term residual income still today were those who built their organizations in the 80s and 90s in the first half of the 2000s. The last 10 to 15 years is non-existent. These seven-figure earners are making their money off of getting signing bonuses from companies and jumping from company to company every 8 to 12 months. And they're bringing their followers with them every time. And when the money runs out, they go with another company and make a new deal because there's no shortage of companies out there today. I did not want to get sucked into that deal, and I wanted to be in a position where my money is working for me. The cash flow quadrant, Robert Kiyosaki, investment income. It's not about anymore how many people I have on auto ship. It's how much is my money making for me that I'm living off of. And the only industry that I see that can happen in outside of stocks and real estate was cryptocurrency, which led me to crypto. By the way, I've also been on corporate side of many companies, so I know what it's like on the corporate side, and I know what it's like to being at the top in the field as a top producer. You know, no matter how much money you make, there's always more problems. People think the more money you make, you don't have problems anymore. It's just a different level of problems. For most of my career, it was, man, how come I can't get anybody on my team? You know what was second half of my career? How come I can't get into a company that can have their act together? I have no problem producing. It's always the owners that screw up their own deal. Give me something to sell and move out of my way. Keep the wheels on the bus moving. That's all I ask. So I wanted to be on the investor side. All right. I should be back. Yeah, I hit the wrong button on my phone. Someone was blowing me up. I was trying to move it, and I accidentally hung up on myself. All right, you should hear me. Like I was saying when I went dark, you know, I've been on corporate. I've been on top of the field. I am not a cheerleader. I am not a hype guy. I tell it like it is, good, bad, or ugly. This is the way it is. And I wanted to be in an industry that was going to produce me money based on my money, not how many people do I have on auto ship. Cryptocurrency is that space. So Jack asked me a question this morning. And his question was, why do I believe or have confidence that Bitcoin is going to come back? The answer, and I thought, how can I answer that? Because I do crypto talks every day. And it's like you'd have to listen to every one of my crypto talks that can answer that question. How can I answer this in a short-term fashion? And here's why. Number one, Bitcoin is 10 years old and is still here. Bitcoin began at 0.008 cents a coin, and today it's at 38.80 per coin. So even though it hit almost 20,000 a coin in December 2017 and dropped by 80%, it is still 5,000 times higher than it was when it first got started. As a matter of fact, if you look at the Berkshire Hathaway stock, which is the richest stock, $200 and something thousand per share. A few years ago, it was at $90,000 a share. Same time period for Bitcoin. Berkshire Hathaway had a 250% growth. Bitcoin had over a 20,000% growth in share, in value. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever in existence. You can't print more like you could fiat money. Mass adoption is starting to take place around the world. 2018 was the year for institutional investors to create the infrastructures. IBM, Facebook, Android, Apple, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Amazon. All of the major companies are adopting blockchain technology. It is not a matter of if everybody will be involved. It's a matter of when and how they will be. Because right now we still have a choice. And that choice, and I'll show you because I posted this chart today. Where is that? I know I copied it. Hold up. Let me refresh. Justice made this post and for KGX. And I shared it. Here we go. Bitcoin and crypto industry is where internet was in 1993. We're in the early adopter phase right here. This is where the internet was in 1993. AOL dial-up, This is the early majority. We will hit this range here probably at the end of 2020, going into 2021. We'll be here. Then you're going to see this rise here. This is when the masses, people, your cousins at the dinner table, your uncles, people at work, you're going to start seeing them come in here. And then the vast majority of people will be here. We're right here right now, the life cycle. Bitcoin reached almost 20,000 a coin without institutional investors. It happened with retail investors, meaning broke people. They saw what happened, came into the space, they manipulated the market down. The real value of Bitcoin is about 14,000 a coin right now. They manipulated it down to hit the reset button so that they can get involved. They've created the infrastructure in place. Fidelity and the New York Stock Exchange just announced that their trading desks have just opened. Literally like 2 days ago, or this weekend, Fidelity made an announcement. Backed his neck. We're talking about trillions of dollars that's about to hit the space. So in short, I am 100% confident that Bitcoin is going to skyrocket when you have the VP of IBM, you have Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan, you have other billionaire CEOs like Steve Wozniak all believe Bitcoin is going to be worth more than $500,000 a coin in the future. There's more millionaires and billionaires on the world today than there are Bitcoin. And if every single one of them wanted one Bitcoin, there's not enough to go around. So classic supply and demand. And I'm doing a weird crypto talk this morning because I haven't even read an article yet. Linda says, do I still believe that it's going to dip below 3,000 before it skyrockets? Yes. I think it's going to go to between 2,700 and 3,000 before it goes back up again. And I think that's going to happen this year. And that I think the most this year might get up to $6,000 by the end of this year at most. I could be wrong. Like I said the other day, I'm 80% right. But all the billionaires and millions, they don't care about the price of Bitcoin right now. They're not even looking at the price right now. All they're doing is hoarding all their coins. That's all they're doing. So on that note, let's take a look at some news. Let's see, not that one yet. Since we said that, Bitcoin price could sink to $1,850. That's below. That's $1,000 below what I think it's going to do, despite bullish crypto momentum. So Jack, I hope that answers your question in the short term. I could speak all weekend or all day on that topic. We do Bitcoin boot camps, and I guess I have so much information in my head. I'll be here all day talking about it. But that's what KGX is all about. That's what education is all about. Education is the key. So Bitcoin price could sink to $1,850 despite bullish crypto momentum. In the past 3 months, the Bitcoin price has been relatively stable, performing strongly against the US dollar with solid volume across major markets and the likes of the US and Japan. Since December 16th, within a 3-month span, the Bitcoin price has increased from its yearly low at $31.22 to $39.43, testing the $4,000 resistance level. The stability of Bitcoin has led many tokens and alternative cryptos to record large gains against both BTC and USD, with assets Litecoin, Engine Coin, and Kyber Network surging by 50. I haven't even heard of Engine Coin. Think about that. I do this every day. It's stuff I still haven't heard of. However, speaking to CCN in an interview, a cryptocurrency technical analyst known as Bleeding Crypto said that a drop to $1,850 still remains a strong possibility for the dominant cryptocurrency. Okay, well, I'm interested in hearing why he thinks that. Earlier this month, after Bitcoin cleanly broke out of 4,000 but failed to break out of the crucial $4,200 resistance level, the technical analyst said that a drop to 2,400 to 3,100 is likely to be the next near-term move for BTC. Oh, I got to answer another question real quick. When someone always says, they ask, who am I? Where do I come from? But then I always say, rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? I have no problem sharing that. Where do I see myself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? Well, 3 months from now, you're going to see KGX as being one of the hottest names in the industry. Going to be on a huge market run. 6 months from now, getting closer towards the end of the year, I want to be in a position where I have 4 streams of income coming in, producing $5,000 to $10,000 a month on autopilot. At least 2 of them is coming out of KGX. A year from now, consistent $1 million a year status. Consistently. That's my goals. All right. And I don't have to chase the newest shiny object or the next 7-figure earner to launch a new company to make it happen. It's all about finding a vehicle, sticking to it, watering your grass, and being able to push through both through the good and the bad. That's one thing most people never understand, which is why they never have long-term success. I didn't make it this far without having to have a job by luck. Success leaves clues. Watch who you're listening to. Watch who you're following. One of the biggest things you can do right and some of the biggest mistakes you can make is depending on who you're following. Because a lot of guys I know that are seven-figure earners, the things they're doing today is not what they did to get to where they are today. So if you're following what they're doing right now, you're not going to duplicate the success they had to get to where they are. The difficult part is being able to recognize that. And it's a tough one. I'm not in business with any of my former seven-figure mentors. Oh, I have mad respect for them. They're on another level now. They're doing their own thing. They own their own companies. What I'm doing right now, actually, I'm not doing what they did because we're blazing a new trail. Oh, this is exciting. Very exciting. Just like people ask, well, Brandon, you know, your crypto story, I turned $30 into six figures in less than 4 months. But guess what? That can't be duplicated today because the market's different today. It has to be done a different way. There was a little bit of luck on my part as well because I happened to be jumping on board September 2017 through December 2017 when Bitcoin went from 3,000 to 20,000 in like 4 months. So I rode the wave. Well, that market condition is not there today. So we have to adapt. Just got to be careful. When people ask my advice, I will give it. Like I said, I won't hold any punches. I definitely in my position now am not impressed by what some other seven-figure earners doing. Anyways, according to the analysts, in mid-2017, Bitcoin remained in the $2,400 region for several months before dipping to $1,850 and establishing a bottom following the Bitcoin Cash hard fork, which led to a bearish trend in the market. Bitcoin never retested the 2450 mark once it recovered from 1800, and due to the steep decline in the price and momentum of the asset in the past year, the analyst said that a potential drop to 2450 is possible in the months to come. I believe so because you look at the chart on May of 2017, we maintained support at 2450. So think about it. May of 2017, Bitcoin was $2,450. That's less than it is right now. And it was there for months before we dipped to $1,850. So it went even lower in the summertime. And that marked the end of the Bitcoin Cash fork bearish trend. We shot up from there and we never came back, and we really retested that area, 2450. So I believe, like with most significant area of support, a test back is probably as price action tends to repeat itself. So a test back of 2450 does not seem irrational. That's partly true. Because like I said, the market is where it is right now, not based on this, but based on market manipulation by institutional investors. When they take their brakes off, that's when it's going to run back up. But they want it as low as possible right now so that they can hoard up as many coins as possible and shake the tree. So all the people that are not educated in this space, they got in off the hype of 2017 when Bitcoin was high. They all lost money now, so they sold their coins thinking that it's a scam, it's not real, that they lost all their money. The rich people bought all their coins. In recent weeks, several cryptocurrency traders and recognized analysts have suggested that the lack of a retest at previous support levels, even at 3,300, are leading traders to be cautious about any short-term upside movement for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also at one of those funny areas where it can pump with the rest of the market, or it can ruin every decent-looking altcoin setup and retested. That is true. So here's one thing people you need to understand. We'll say, well, Brent, how can you project, with green and other coins? Why? Because I know this is the magic number here. Be familiar with this number. There's 2,000. Well, I was visiting my dad the other day, and I was sharing with him some of my crypto investments. and where I see where they're going to be in 5 years or 10 years. And he asked me a question. He said, how can, with Bitcoin being so volatile, how can you project, what you're going to earn off these investments? And I pulled this chart up. I said, Dad, this is the number here. $132 billion market. That is nothing. When Bitcoin reached almost 20,000 a coin, this was at over $900 billion. The entire crypto market of all the coins, the Bitcoin dominance at that time was in the 30 percentile, like 38.5%, 38.9%. With this number up, all coins rise with it. All of them, regardless of if there's anything real going on behind the scenes. Does that coin have any real utility? Is there any real project behind it? Is there any real adoption? Does it do something? Or is it just an idea like the .com era, where if you were smart enough to create a website and come up with some crazy idea with no proof or evidence to back it up, some Fortune 500 company will give you $100 million for the idea and buy your website. That's the phase we're in right now. Most of these coins will be gone in 5 years. There's nothing real behind them, but they will be worth something right now. Why? Because of this number. As this number rises, all coins rise with it. Remember I showed you the numbers for green? You look at Ripple. Ripple's worth 31 cents right now. Its height was $3.32. Why? Because coin market cap was over $900 billion. So by default, this rolls up, which means whatever coin you own, especially in the top 10, doesn't matter what coin. As this number rises, all of them are going to rise with it, and you're going to make some money. That is what the institutional investors see. Now, some are going to do far better than others. In fact, there's going to be coins out there that are going to have a much higher growth percentile than Bitcoin. For example, Stellar and Cardano. So Bitcoin might go to $20,000 a coin. But if Cardano goes from 4 cents to $2 or $3, that's a bigger jump than Bitcoin. What if it goes to $10 per coin? Are you kidding me? From 4 cents to $10? I gave you an example of green. Let's say you've got 10 million green coins. I was doing these numbers with my dad yesterday too. And it hits the market at half a penny. That's $50,000 value. But let's say it follows what Ripple did just by default. And you've got 10 million coins. And Bitcoin reaches crypto reaches $1 trillion in crypto market cap. Therefore, green by default goes to about $3.25. That's $32.5 million worth of coins. Do I have your attention now? I don't know when this is going to happen. All I know is I have no doubt that this number here will be higher than $1 trillion market cap. That part I am confident in. In fact, they're already betting that it's going to be over $20 trillion market cap, the entire crypto industry. This is why I said you remain focused. I'm going to go push some lotions, potions, and cream right now. Are you kidding me? Just because it makes me feel good? You got to look long term here. All right, I'm kind of done with this article here. Let's go on to spiking 50% crypto gains will fuel Bitcoin price surge. 50% crypto gains. What's he talking about? Crypto gains in what? Throughout March, a handful of crypto assets and tokens have consistently outperformed Bitcoin, recording gains in the 50% to 100% range against the US dollar. Due to the reported partnership between Samsung and Engine, oh, that's why. Remember that other article we heard about Engine coin? I said I never heard of it. So they're having a run right now because they have a partnership with Samsung. Samsung just came out with the Galaxy S10, which launched their own Bitcoin wallet on the phone. And they're using Engine, which means Engine's coin's going to skyrocket. What is their... I do not own this coin at all. Hold up. Engine coin, ENJ. Let's take a look here. Let's do some research. It's worth 19 cents now. It's up 0.78%. 19 cents, that's cheap. Let's see how many, 762 million ever in existence, or 1 billion total supply. How long has this been out? To November 2017, October 2017. It was worth 2 cents. At its height in December, like I said, all coins rose with the market. It was worth 4 cents. Really? And today it's worth, almost 2 cents. All right, I'm thinking 19 cents. Yeah, 19 cents. Also, I'm looking at this wrong then. This was worth 48 cents back in December 2017. 48 cents. Now look at this. Ain't nobody heard of this coin. They didn't do anything with Samsung back then. The real value of them now is because of their partnership with Samsung. But even this coin got to 48 freaking cents. What if you had 1 million of these coins? 1 million coins. Hold on. I gotta do this just so you guys can see. Well, 48 cents. That's $480,000 worth off of default. Now it's almost worth 20 cents just because they made a partnership with Samsung. Okay, where is this coin being sold? Binance. Mental note. I need to buy some ENJ coin. This is not me giving any financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. You just got, inside scoop on something here. That's public knowledge. I don't do any insider trading. I don't have that info. I read the news, make my educated guess. So let's continue here. Engine coin and other cryptocurrencies related to the project, such as Kyber Network and Bancor, demonstrated a significant increase in value. Bitcoin price will benefit from it. According to cryptocurrency trader Josh Rager, based on the historical trend of the cryptocurrency market, the price surge and newly established momentum of crypto assets may fuel Bitcoin in the near term. Following a large movement in the cryptocurrency market, traders tend to hedge their investment and cash out the returns from high-risk trades to Bitcoin, often pushing up the price of the dominant crypto. In recent weeks, Litecoin recorded a 25% increase. Engine surged by 375% think about that, 375% since the announcement that they're doing business with Samsung. You look at this, beginning of March, it was at 3 cents. Now it's all the way up to almost 20 cents. That is a huge increase. That is a mammoth increase. If that happens with green, okay, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say, I got to go conservative. A lot of people only have one machine. So let's say you were mining since July, one machine, and you've got about 1.7, let's say 1.75 million coins, okay? And it hits the market and it stabilizes at 3 cents. That's $52,500 worth, okay? But then a major announcement comes out, like this did here, and went up to 20 cents. Those same coins. Understand you're still mining new coins every single month. But let's go off of that. Now you multiply that times 20 cents. Now you got $350,000 worth. All right. Continue. Surge 375%. Kyber Network rose by 92%. What is Kyber Network? Is this a new coin? Hey, this is Monday morning research time. Kyber Network, KNC. It's got its own exchange as well. Well, it's down 12%. It's worth 26 cents. 215 million ever in existence, which means it can get to the hundreds of dollars per coin when this number goes up. It came out again November 2017, or is that just okay? December, January, it got up to $5.32 a coin. What's it worth right now? 26 cents. And at its height, it got to $5 a coin. Huh. I got to mark that coin down too. Where is it being sold? Binance. Okay. 2 new coins to take a look at because there's real world value behind them. Getting into the cell phone wars, that ain't going away anytime soon. And Bancor, I know about Bancor. According to cryptocurrency trader Josh Rager, based on the historical trend of the crypto market, the price surge and newly established momentum of crypto assets may fuel Bitcoin in the near term, following a large movement. Yeah, I read that part. Other cryptocurrencies involved in the Engine project recorded similar gains in a short time frame. What other coins? Cryptocurrency wallets, so it's a wallet also, like Engine, are an important gateway for people who are new to blockchain and cryptocurrencies. And this is one area Kyber has supported from the start. This successful integration with Engine is a testament to how Kyber allows decentralized token swaps to be embedded into any wallet and dApp. So that's what they're using for the phone, that wallet. For a seamless user experience, Kyber CEO Loi Lu said in February, the stability in the price of Bitcoin has allowed many alternative cryptocurrencies to surge in value and in the future as traders move their holdings from crypto assets to Bitcoin. The price of BTC could be next to rise. Current sideways BTC movement has always allowed altcoins to have a nice run, expecting altcoin profits to eventually move into Bitcoin for a push up in BTC price. Bitcoin profit taking should follow, leading to the next drop, in my opinion, and the timing of this movement is unpredictable. I agree and disagree with him. I agree with him because he's thinking as in somebody that's been in the industry for a very long time. Where I disagree with him is he's not looking at this from an outsider's perspective, somebody that's never invested in crypto before, which is where this new money, this new money is going to come from. This isn't going to go up because of sideways trading and people selling their stuff into Bitcoin, trading into the other altcoins. This is going to come from new money. And new money coming in, they only know one thing, Bitcoin. That's all they know. So I agree and disagree with him. I think this is a guy, he got his head in too deep. He's got to step out for a second. On the technical side, see if I didn't miss anything. Okay. On the technical side, Bitcoin has tested the $4,000 resistance level several times in the past 2 weeks, but has struggled to cleanly break out of the $4,000 mark. Until Bitcoin shows strong momentum in the $4,000 to $5,000 range, traders have said that the asset could be vulnerable to a fall to the mid-3,000 region once again. I say mid-2,000 region. A new week in Bitcoin, similar volume to last week. This line log, which has acted as strong support previously and now as strong resistance on the first back test. A second touch puts Bitcoin right above $4,000, one trader said. In the short term, it is likely for Bitcoin to test 4,000 and eye a movement to 4,200, fueled by the rally of alternative cryptos. I think it's the opposite. The other coins rally because Bitcoin moves up. That's just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean he's right or wrong. We just look at things differently. If it fails to climb above 4,000 as seen in the previous instances where BTC demonstrated an extended period of stability and plunged by a large margin, the asset could slide to previous lows. For him to be correct in my eyes, here's what you need to see. You need to see this BTC dominance drop. So if he wants to see the rise of the altcoins, this needs to be about 45% range, 40 to 45% range. Then I would agree with what he's saying. Until then, right now, Bitcoin's at 51% dominance. So let's see, anything else? David Poole, a Bitcoin analyst, said that BTC, wait, accumulation zone. Yeah, we read that part. Says it still has room to establish a solid support level in the $3,000 region. So we'll see. We'll see how long, when this happens. We've been on a 3-month reign now between $3,200 and $4,200 per coin. Been bouncing around in that range. Those of you that know how to trade made a whole lot of money. You make money when the market goes up and down on the sideways trading. Okay, here. 60% of crypto users are scared to make a Bitcoin payment. Really? I remember when I first learned everything and I was beginning to do my very first trade, it took me forever to hit the sell button for Bitcoin when I was trading for the first time. And it was only $30. All right, let's see what's going on. The foundation for inter-wallet operability is built on a key principle. For Bitcoin or other crypto assets to succeed, they must be easy to use as possible, as easy to use as possible. The protocol presents some intriguing possibilities, particularly for merchants and new users. CCN previously spoke to founder David Gold, and we interviewed him again about their recent survey on crypto usability. The findings only compel Gold to work harder on his mission. For even those who've spent a significant amount of time in the crypto space find its usability far from perfect. Most crypto users feel uncomfortable after sending a transaction. Well, that's the beginning. You never did it you're doing it for the first time. You might get nervous. Did it go through? Did I lose my coins? Did I mess up? Everybody goes through that. In fact, 60% of newer users fail to answer very comfortable when asked how they felt immediately after sending a crypto payment. The number of experienced users who feel very comfortable is just shy of the number who answered cautiously optimistic. It's about 79% for users who've held crypto for less than 3 years. FIO divided the data into 2 groups: people who've held crypto for over 3 years and people who haven't. Wow, so I'm coming on in October of this year will be 3 years since I actually bought Bitcoin. But the thing is now, I don't buy Bitcoin. I earn Bitcoin. I don't buy it. If it goes down below the $3,000 level, I will be changing my strategy. In fact, I might change a whole lot of things because the name of the game was is Bitcoin accumulation. My Achilles heel is that I live off of it. That's a blessing and a curse. I live off of it. So one of my biggest goals for 2019 is to get to a point where I do not need to live off of the Bitcoin. One of my other investments is making that possible so that I can continue to accumulate as many Bitcoin as possible. So, yeah, Brandon, you don't have to work a job. You wake up when you finish sleeping. Life must be good. You travel all over the place. Yeah, but I can guarantee 5 years from now, I'm going to look back on my life today and I'm going to want to kick myself. So now knowing that, I got to change my strategy a bit. So anyways, the number of experienced users who felt very comfortable was just shy. The number was optimistic. 79% of users who've held crypto for less than 3 years. Bio divided the data into 2 groups. Let's see. The study focused on people who held crypto at some point in 2018 when Bitcoin was nearly 10 years old. Almost 3/4 of respondents, 73%, sent at least a few transactions throughout 2018. This is interesting. 4% were nervous and worried that the transaction will not go as planned. 15% somewhat stressed. 41% cautiously optimistic. 40% very comfortable. Over 200 people were polled. They were found via targeted advertising and other marketing techniques. The data gives a lot to unpack and a lot to think about, Gold told CCN over the weekend. There are a lot of usability issues that have to be dramatically improved if crypto ever is going to achieve its potential of enabling the seamless movement of decentralized value and doing for the movement of value what the World Wide Web has done for the movement of information. I like that quote. Here's something else I'd want to know because I was in politics. I understanding how polling is done, how you can get the answer you want by manipulating how you ask the question. So my question is, was this polling done in the West, meaning the United States, Europe, or in the East, in Asia? Because if you do this polling in Japan, you're going to get completely different numbers. Most of them are very confident in their crypto transactions. But in the United States, where you don't have that much adoption yet, you're going to be more cautious. Anyways. Over half of people who sent crypto last year experienced problems. Why? Lack of education? Let's see here. Nearly 1 in 5 people polled had a problem that prevented the actual successful transaction of crypto. Around 6% reported that they had been victimized by a phishing or man-in-the-middle attack. I had to warn my mom on this. I'm going to answer that question in a moment, Jack. Here's my mom. I remember 2 years ago, set my mom up for a Coinbase account, right? Told her, put, I don't know, 50 to 100 bucks a week into buying some crypto. But then the hackers came, meaning they were sending out phishing emails pretending to be Coinbase. And if you clicked on the link, it took you to a duplicate site that looked just like Coinbase. I saw through it right away, and I called my mom right before she was about to follow the instructions. Because, you know, the baby boomers don't, you know, they don't know. It's technology stuff. So I had to save my mom before she got attacked. But it happened. Man-in-the-middle clipboard attacks are a common way to steal crypto these days. An attacker infects a machine and manipulates the clipboard to send to an address. Often the address appears similar. FIO specifically prevents such an attack vector. Users can generate payment requests based on the wallet software instead of the blockchain itself. So the sender is confident that the funds are properly routed. Attackers may still figure out ways to game such a situation, but it will be far more difficult, especially in merchant-to-person transactions, which are a crucial focus for usability. Almost twice the number of people who were victimized worried that they might have been. This reporter can attest that anytime he doesn't see an immediate notification by a wallet service, he fears that he has finally fallen victim to one of these attacks. Notably, a manual trick for the current age is to verify the beginning, middle, and end of a typical address. It gets more difficult with longer addresses, such as those issued by Monero and other crypto note protocols. We have a video series going over security for crypto. It's a must. Bitcoin and crypto competitors must be easier than fiat to succeed. I agree with that. For some, the most damning result of the study will be the fact that only 11% of people who used crypto in 2018 did so more than once a week. The majority rarely used it at all. Well, one of the reasons is because nobody's trying to sell it. They're trying to hoard their coins. It's a store of value. They're not using it to go buy, a cup of coffee yet. For any alternative system to succeed, it should be easier than existing payment options. After all, it's easier to send a PayPal transaction than to conduct a bank wire. All you need is someone's email address. Would PayPal be as successful if it were just as convenient as gathering bank details and processing them manually? Gold said, if these things don't get changed, people are not going to be buying coffee with crypto. It's got to be actually better than sending fiat. It's got to be easier, safer, and more comfortable than sending fiat. Because these are immutable transactions, right? You can't call a bank and say, hey, put a stop payment on that, or I didn't charge that. I agree with that statement. FIO, one protocol to help them all. Fortunately, Gold doesn't believe it's necessarily up to the blockchain developers to create usability solutions. For one thing, a true maximalist vision would need to come true for that to even matter. If only Bitcoin and Ethereum achieve full ease of use, for example, it doesn't mean much for the non-crypto world coming into crypto. Even solutions like Lightning Network use complex algorithmic payment information to process transactions. FIO works to provide plain English addressing instead. I keep hearing this FIO. Was this a new company or something we can invest in? Here we go, FIO, join FIO, FIO.foundation. Okay, what are they trying to do? FIO works identically on every single blockchain. I've talked to Lightning people and they have absolutely loved FIO because Lightning doesn't have a way to solve the complicated address problem. That's where FIO protocol shines. It doesn't depend on changes by any particular blockchain, as opposed to solutions like ENS, which has similar features. Instead, FIO solves the problems itself at a wallet level. FIO strives to make transactions more secure and, put simply, easier. The foundation for inter-wallet operability counts several major wallets as members. Binance's Trust Wallet, okay, I don't have that wallet, unless they're talking about the Binance itself, Coinomi, and Edge Wallet, as well as services like Shapeshift, all of whom are members of the FIO Foundation. Interesting. I'm going to look that one up too. So, all right. Well, that is news for the day. I hope you learned something new. As always, that is the point. Jack asked another question. How are you earning coins? That is a very good question. Because in this space, to succeed in crypto, there's only three things you need. Number one, a cell phone. Number two, access to the internet. And number three, and this is the most important, a willingness to learn. So I earned crypto, one, because first I went through education. And that is what our company KGX is all about. It teaches you crypto education. We have 45 lessons that teach you from beginning to end what crypto is all about, so that when you're ready to invest in this space, you have enough information to make educated moves, and you're not just out there guessing. What this does is it limits your risk. It doesn't remove the risk factor, but it limits the risk. That platform education costs $300. It is priceless. That $300 has made me six figures and saved me in losses of six figures or more. The next thing I do is I invest with my money. For example, KGX is coming out with 2 platforms that you can put your money in and let your money make money for you. That's how I earn coins. Another way is I share the product of education and I earn commissions and I get paid in Bitcoin. I don't get paid in US dollars. Doing taxes this year was weird. I get paid in Bitcoin. Another way is I invest in mining. For example, the green mining. I bought mining rigs that's producing coins for me every single day. That long-term investment is going to make me millions, but that's long-term investment. So most people that can't look long-term, they're looking at, I need to make money today. I need to make money today. How can I make money today? Well, one, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. $300 for your education. And then if you're going to invest, if you want to make a dent, it ain't going to happen with a couple of $100 or a couple $1,000. The people making serious money in crypto, and most of them, which I find kind of interesting, most of these people are not educated in the crypto space. They just have money to play with. These are also the worst people out there. They feel since they have money, they don't have time to really want to go to the education. They just like throwing money at stuff and seeing if it works. But they got money. So they could put 20,000, 40,000, 50,000 in a project and let that make them anywhere between $2,000 to $10,000 a month off their own money. That doesn't mean they're educated. It just means they had more money to work with than you did. I found a solution to that problem. If you're looking for funding, if you're looking for a way to allow your money to work for you, and you're looking for personal or business funding, shoot me information. We already have several people that's gotten funded. They're on their way. That is the biggest obstacle for wealth generation, lack of money to begin with. Most businesses got to get a business loan. Most self-made millionaires started off with some form of capital. Generational millionaires, their daddies gave them money. They didn't go out and blow it all. They invested it. So if you're looking for a way to get funds to invest with, using other people's money, that's cash flow quadrant, Robert Kiyosaki 101, send me a message. I'll point you in the right direction. That's also going to be a big theme for me this year. Funding for your business projects. You just got to know where to put your money when you get it and be responsible. So how do I earn coins? I promote crypto. I show people how to get educated with KGX. And then I invest the money that I make in crypto. That's going to make me more money. And I just flip it. I flip $30 into $300 by trading. I took $100 out of that $300 and put it in a crypto program. I took $750 out of that crypto program and bought into an ICO when it was dirt cheap. That $750 made me more money in one day than most people make in a year on a job because I sold the coin at its height. I sold it at 18 cents. Made a killing. The rest is history. And now I just teach people about crypto and I get paid to do so. It's a passion of mine now. So anyways, we're going to have an interesting week. The next KGX presentation I'll do will be Thursday night at 12 p.m. I'm sorry, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, kgxglobal.info. I should be back tonight for late night crypto talk. I'm going to get back to being consistent, doing it twice a day, back into the swing of things because things are about to pop up. Three months of this year is down, 9 more months to go. So I hope you guys learned something new. As always, that is the point. Thank you for listening. Bitcoin Brandon out. God bless. Bye-bye.